Dear friends, peace and blessing. We must share the most shocking news. I and my family have been targeted by the state of Massachusetts and have been subjected to extraordinary religious persecution unprecedented here in the United States, undoubtedly due to my outspoken position in advocacy of religious freedom and medical freedom here and nationwide. The state's Department of Children and Families has singled me out for persecution, harassment, and utterly baseless accusations. And they are currently attempting to kidnap my children and seize them as property of the state. It feels surreal, as though we are living in Stalinist Russia or the Spanish Inquisition. The state coincidentally unleashed their brazen assault against me and my family right before Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, and continued to harass us throughout the entire 10 days of penitence and Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year. And now these insolent and godless tyrants threaten to seize my dear children and rip them away from their loving home right at the onset of the joyous holiday of Sukkot, the time of our greatest joy, when Scripture commands us, "V'samachta b'chagecha," you shall rejoice in your festivals, you, your son, your daughter, the Levite, and the stranger in your midst, in Deuteronomy 16. Due to my vocal opposition of medical tyranny, I am being punished by the most vicious tentacle of medical tyranny, the so-called Department of Children and Families. And we've been subjected to ruthless and lawless intimidation based on calumnious charges that have no basis in reality. I have tirelessly defended religious freedom and parental autonomy for all children and families here in our Commonwealth. They are well aware that I have written thousands of religious exemptions, and I've assisted tens of thousands of families with religious exemption, hundreds in the Commonwealth alone. And they seek to exact revenge on me by unleashing this degenerate and illegitimate agency that sees itself as above the law. This degenerate and shadowy government agency seeks to exact revenge on me by victimizing my own dear children and imposing cruel tyranny over them. To you wicked tyrants, I invoke the words of God as repeated twice in Scripture. Al tigu b'mashichai, touch not my anointed. This refers to our precious children, each and every one of whom is God's dearly anointed. I have no doubt that your outrageous assault on my freedom of speech and your brazen affront to my religion on the holiest of days of the year will miserably fail. You have declared war on everything holy. We shall not submit to your tyranny. Leave our children alone. Friends, many hundreds, even thousands of you have been guests in our home and our open house of worship. Many of you have interacted with our dear children. You know firsthand how loved and cared for and well cared for our children are, and how they love to interact with you and welcome you as guests into their loving and open home. How insolent of those cruel tyrants to fabricate an utterly baseless claim against us that our children are neglected in some way. How cynical of these modern day Stalinists who wish to silence and suppress us because of our views, our religion, and our core family values. Friends, we are totally shocked that I and my family have been targeted by such a reprehensible attack. If I, the rabbi in a community with thousands of congregants, can be subjected to such unprecedented injustice, I shudder to think of what they can do to lay people who don't have a community rallying behind them. We all must protest this unspeakable assault. It's not just an assault on my family or on me, it's an assault on humanity. Thank you for your support and concern. Wishing each and every one of you a sweet new year, a year of freedom from tyranny in all its forms. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.